Good evening, people of the internet. Welcome to the Rollers Joint. I am AadiMK, and today we have something special for you. Today we are going to be playing a dark tale where malevolent, malignant spirits play and dance to threads that may yet be seen or not even known, playing for her amusement. The Yuki Onna, the Queen of Winter. Tonight, we are going to tell the tale of desperation, of cold winds, and a winter that drains everything from you. Joining me at this table are my wonderful players, my lovelies. Please introduce yourselves, where we can find you, who you are playing on this august gathering, in this august gathering, and describe, if you would, what you look like. And may I already say, I commend everyone's makeup and setup for this. Chef's kiss. But yes, with that segue, I should leave it to my players. Or actually, no. Inni, miny, mo, catch a servant by their toe. Boo.
Hello.
Lead us into
Um,
our description.
hello. I'm Buacy. I'm on Instagram, and that really is it at the moment. And I am playing Hunger. She seems really lovely, and she talks like this, and she looks very young and very pretty, and she will stab you in the back. All she wants is more and more and more, and she will never be satisfied. Thank you. Next.
Why don't you do the job and tell who is
Okay.
next?
Um, suppose it should be. Suppose it should be Flame, shouldn't it? Who's Flame?
Hi, I am Ren. You can, she, her pronouns. You can find me Blue Sky as Burdick Inspiration. And for today, I will be Flame. I'm the first of her children of a current brew, anyway, her favorite spark. Once upon a time, I was a weaver, stitching red threads of blessing and warning, and for that, the village cast me into the fire and she drew me from it, stole my heart, and made me hers. And now I only burn for her. It can be cruel, it can be bright, but it burns with the sharpness of a thousand blade.
My hunger. This is why you always fall in front of her, my flame. For she is glorious. And there are times when sometimes my knowing hunger, you lack a little. For she is my favorite. Go on then, flame. Direct our gaze to who is next.
Flame is going to direct her gaze to fear.
Hello, I'm Dace. You will sort of find me on Insta as Daceosphere. I'm not really that online, honestly. And I'm going to be playing Fear. He looks like a white-headed vulture. So very gentlemanly, very butler-like. He has a little muff around his neck, which I'm not going to be wearing. It's too hot today. Um, but while he speaks really softly, there is uh, there is something a little maniacal about him. So you don't really know what he's thinking about. But yeah, that's me.
Oh, my sniveling fear. Go on then. Cold. Who are you in reality? And what do you look like as you stand in front of my wintry grace? You're muted again. Oh, shit.
And over and over. It's okay. It's okay. Uh, this time was on purpose. I just forgot. I'm Nova. They, she, I. You can find me on Blue Sky right now at Dits dash Akimbo. I think it's the only place you can find me on socials right now. I am playing Cold. Cold still wears the appearance that she first had when she was taken into her lady's embrace. She is a not quite a corpse, but a body on the verge of fully succumbing to hypothermia and frostbite. She's sort of desiccated from dehydration and frostbitten and burnt and pale all the time. Um, and she still never got her voice quite back.
Oh, that and the gangrene kind of makeup, like, what? Kudos, Noah. Fantastic. Let's go. Okay, and leading these four lovely players into this wintry tale of a hunt that will extend and see whether a foolish human survives or does not. And I am AadiMK. I go by Fab, he, him. I do a number of things all over the internet, but right now I'm now laser focused on this table, for we are going to begin. This is going to be a very homebrew version of this game. There is going to be a lot of role play that was not in, injected in already. And we are going to try and make this more of a tale than it already is. Uh, May the crocus never bloom, for you have work to do. The winter has come, and you live to serve. Yuki Onna hungers and has called upon you, her spirits of snow, to gather sustenance for her. She has summoned forth a terrible storm and cast you out within it to hunt, harry, and capture a lone wandering mortal who has become lost in her winter woods and swirling blizzard. Your task is plain: to gather up this stray soul and bring them before her ice-bound throne, alive, to be trained and feasted upon by your ineffable and voracious mistress, as all will inevitably be. It is not clear as to what these signs may have come to you, in whatever form. All of you in disparate parts of her woods. What what is the summon that calls you to her throne? What is the immediate response on the aura, the presented, whatever was being presented? Let's go in order of the favor. Flame, what does your mistress's summon to you look like? And what is the first reaction that Winter sees?
Um, it comes in the form of a blossoming spark of flame that resembles a feather For Flame wears a pair of wings upon her back herself, except that is made entirely um, of flame that is tinted blue on its edges. And whenever there is a summon, one of them is going to flow off and drift upwards into the wintry sky, like a ember that kind of flicks off the campfire. Um, and the response, hmm,
You hear in that moment, as it drifts down to you, her voice calling out, Uriko, I have need of you.
raising up one finger and then the rest of the palm, increasing the ember into her palm and drawing back onto her own heart and pressing down, a veil pressing the spark into where her heart once was. She simply whispers, "I'll be there between one moment and the next, my queen."
And as you swirl away in the distance, the silence is broken by a and the camera would span to a raven, white, beak broken and cracked, one eye purely white and the other glowing with her eye. There is another, and it flutters off. It goes to where hunger would be. Hunger, where would this raven see you? What would you be doing? And what
Hunger.
is the nature of the summon that you get?
So Hunger is sitting in this area. She's done it to be like her dressing room, and she's just playing with her hair, just just smiling in a mirror made of ice, looking at herself. And then she feels this intense pain and craving, and she smiles because she knows it's her queen. And
For you, the call is nothing else because she has shared something with you, a gift that she gave only to you. There's only one thing that you need to know, that you're being called to her. The growl, the rumble, the hunger of a predator. What is your response?
Hunger smiles, um, finishes her hair, gets up and goes, I'm on my way, and skips over to where her queen is summoning her.
This is a house somewhere on the fringes, a little shack that a family thought they could have made it, but you divested them of that dream, did you not, Hunger?
Yeah, and I enjoyed every minute of it. They didn't deserve it. I deserved it. It's mine. It's my house.
The you see as you exit this house that was once a home and is now nothing but is everything but a home, and you see your mistress's raven, Null, just looking at you judgmentally from a tree.
Hunger reaches forth to stroke it, almost like a child. And then at the last minute, as the raven starts moving its head towards her, she slaps it and laughs.
Be careful, hunger. You partake in spoils that are not meant for you alone.
She just smiles, looking at the raven, goes, I know, but no one's going to do anything about it.
I can tell. I can tell her.
You won't.
Bold, bold hunger. Maybe that's why she keeps you around.
Flies off. Okay.
Bye now. See you soon.
As it flies away, perhaps a little quicker than it might have, it goes over to you, cold. Where would Null find you? What would you be doing? What is the nature of the summon that reaches out to you, and how would you respond?
Cold is wandering, just wandering through the wood somewhere. It's the wandering is ceaseless. She finds where she can the bits of snow that exist and uh, sort of trudges through them as she can. And I think the summon for her is just going to be the first bitterly cold breezes of these blizzards, the first flurries of snowflakes from this terrible storm that Yukiona has called. And to her, it is warmth, so much more than being out in the bright, cold sunlight. This terrible storm is comfort to her, where the cold of the wilderness is not, because it is from her lady. And she feels the cold and smells it, and her face slowly sort of crackles and twists into a smile. Um, you just hear a oh yes, it is time. She turns into the wind, follow it to where she's being summoned. Lost our spirit. The storm has taken our Yukiona, apparently. Want to throw it back to Flame for a moment. Maybe we see her a bit of her journey. We get some of our traveling to where we need to go while we
Yeah,
wait.
sure. I think Flame, as she travel, it is part flying above the tree line, and you kind of see her almost like Ariadne rolling out a ball of yarn. You see like a one blood red silk thread kind of just unfurls between her fingertips, and it continues to unfurl and unfurl, except at the edge of it, it starts to become burned away, as each footsteps she leaves in the snow, it disappears behind her just as quickly. What about hunger?
She's skipping. She's so excited and so hungry, and it hurts so much, and that pain is so exciting that she is skipping as fast as she can. She is just going through the snow. You know, the ribbons are out of her hair. She almost looks like a caricature of a person. Like she's just trying so hard to look like everything she wants to be that she looks like nothing. She's just running and running to this place to find her, and she's just trying so hard, and she's smiling so much that her lips are starting to hurt, and she's licking her lips, and she's ready to go. What about you, Fear?
Um,
Have we seen Fear yet?
Oh no, we haven't seen Fear yet. Surprise.
We can maybe jump into some description. We don't have audio yet, but
Oh yeah, you want to go
Oh,
for cold
oh wait,
first, then?
wait, we have our audio again.
Let's go. Oh, I sincere apologies, but the Indian power board is unfortunately not the most dependable. Apologies. Sorry for that interruption, gentle people of the internet, but let us go back to the moment. Cold, shall we restart with what you were doing? What were you were wondering? And it is the storm that starts that makes you feel warm. Through the crackling and breaking of icicles, you hear her voice. Cold, come, there is prey to be frozen.
Yes, mistress. We will find the worms. We will snuff it out.
And cold turns into the wind. The frost forming on her crunches and crackles as her skin moves, and as she travels through the woods, she steps very slowly. She doesn't move quickly in this physical form, but occasionally she just kind of starts to shatter and disintegrate into flurries of snow that that flow and eddy toward the source of the summon here. So it's just flickers of this frozen, frostbitten woman trudging, and then nothing and snow and back and forth like that.
Oh, God. Yeah. The raven flies off again to find the last. Fear, what is happening when Null comes to fly over you? What does the summon from her look like? What are you doing?
Under a huge pine tree is a little mound of snow, and the shift in the snow is felt, and the mound moves because of it, not because not it's not because of the mound shifting that there is a shift in the snow. And what shifts is a bunch of white flowers that sort of shoot out of the snow, drooping over it, snowdrops. Um, it's always snowdrops. She knows what she's doing. And the mound shifts, snow shakes off, and there appears a really pretty nice looking vulture, black and white plumage. The head is pink, but there's like white hair, very fine white hair on top of it, with its beady eyes. He shifts his neck and says nothing. He does not address the raven. He has to fly. He always has to fly, even though his wings aren't as strong as they should be, on purpose. And he takes flight,
More than
drops.
more than null appearing, what is the nature of her summon to you specifically? What does it look like? What does it feel like?
It is the snowdrops. It is a reminder, and
Because yes, fear, you are not worth words.
I know. He has accepted it. It's been this way for a whole while. Uh, so the best thing he can do is fly. He isn't very fast at it because his wings aren't strong enough. Uh, and he knows that he will be late again. He always is. And he knows that will have consequences. But fear grips him every time. He always listens.
The domain of winter extends across space, across plane. The ocean of the forest, caught in a winter storm, has shores in many, many places. But in her domain, you, her prime spirits, would know that her palace is in the center, right above a lake frozen since the death of the last gods, and a glittering ice crystal that rises out of it on stilts, a cathedral where she resides. You all come to it and assemble before the glittering ice staircase that climbs to the entrance. You haven't seen each other in a while. It's been some time since the last summon, group summon in specific. The ice creaks somewhere, a stone skitters over it, maybe by something running away from everything that is happening here. Otherwise, who is the first to break this silence?
It's probably Flame because out of sheer impatience, um, and just a bit of a crackling sound in her voice, even though I don't think I can actually do it myself. So, what is this um, that you call this here for, my queen?
Well, you are not even at the queen. You are at
Oh,
the
we're not there yet.
stairs. You're at the stairs of the palace. You have all congregated together, the spirits.
I see. I understand now. Sorry.
For you have somehow all somehow managed to arrive at the same time, despite the seniority and the favor. How dare they, Flame? How dare they? So, in that moment, in that silence, who breaks it?
I imagine there is. I imagine the staircase as relatively narrow. As in many ways we are made to compete and to scrabble, and so this isn't something that we can traverse up side by side. That there has to be some amount of.
Single file without any railings, icicles gathering at each step.
I think that Cold, if nobody else does just take the first steps, is going to shuffle a little bit toward the stairs and just look uh, suspiciously, especially at Hunger and Flame, that they aren't just striding up these stairs confidently ahead of her and just uh,
Well, hmm, awfully quiet today, I
None.
suppose.
she's going to take a tentative step toward the stairs and another, kind of
Yeah.
just sort of daring them.
And as that happens overhead, you hear that disgusting, and you do know that Null is circling overhead. And all of you know that sometimes Null can see through, she can see through Null, and you know she's looking.
I think Flame would just look up and then look down straight forward to where Cold is and say, "No, no, please. I prefer to have an opening act."
Very well then. I suppose the honor is mine.
Uh, and she's going to look up again at Null and mutter under her breath,
Test.
and and make her creaky way up these stairs.
And the first person starts climbing.
Okay, I feel like Hunger looks over to Flame and is like, well, I've always thought you more as an ending act than a main act, so, you know. And Hunger starts going behind Coles and then looks at Coles and like, you're always so slow. Isn't that interesting?
Whatever you tell yourself to make yourself feel better, Hunger.
Oh, I do
There
feel
is no.
better, but thanks.
Another car high up above. There are still two at the base of the stairs.
Perhaps we should head up first.
Do you want to repeat what happened last time when we were all summoned together and our queen spent so much time telling you about how much time you have wasted?
Flame, I do not wish to get into petty squabbles all the time. They have done enough of that, haven't they? Who's the one wasting time here?
So go ahead.
The vulture would be like, and sort of look at you for a while, and then, if you insist, and you know, top up the stairs with his feet.
And as four figures climb these glittering single file stairs, carved out of the winds, cased in ice, and dripping with spears of glittering cold condensed into form, proud and favored flame, unrelenting hunger, bitter and bloodthirsty cold, and fear. They're worthless, forgotten, and insignificant.
Or are you going to be something else? I,
Cracking of ice. All of you walk to the entrance. Null caws and dives down as the doors open. Every pillar inside this Gothic cathedral that is encased in ice, um, but it's a fusion. There are shoji screens. There is intricate woodwork of stories that would need an aeon of pain to even begin to process, to even try and relate after. Through the still silence, any, even a breath, as cold and low as it may be, sharp and pronounced in this endless expanse of glittering ice and cold edges. There are many places in this castle, some that have been assigned to you, some that you know, but all of you know her throne room. There are guards, though she does not need them. You know that best and foremost. For the Yuki Onna is winter. She is a lot of things. And the guards are maybe less for her and more for you. You have seen things happen in her icy halls, cold things. Things that were driven by hunger, inflamed by fear, and drenched in flame, if they were lucky. For sometimes flame is a cold, quicker death. Shapes amble in the dark of her crystal ice halls. She has servants, but you four are her prime chosen. And so when you enter her throne room, as the glittering ice columns move apart and the wall of ice grows into an arch, almost with, and then extends further into a Shinto gate leading into this huge central space that is ice crystals that are jutting out of the ground and connecting into the ceiling, and an elaborate platform of pure, um, transparent crystal ice steps going up to a second level where there are is a platform. No, no decoration, bleak and rock, and that has steps that lead up to the last tier of this throne in what seems to be the most bleakest of wood is seated the Yukiana, the queen of winter. She is lounged as usual, one leg crossed over the other, her kimono slit riding up. She may be in a good mood, but as she closes her fan, and the it is always an experience when you see her eyes and her gaze lands entirely and solely on you. Sometimes she gives you the gift of her gaze and it rests only on you. As that happens very quickly for each of you, as she looks down at you from her crown, from her throne, she stands up. What is everyone's reaction immediately in that moment as she stands up?
Fear takes up his wings, kind of moves it in front of him like this and bows his head. And that's all.
Hunger like grabs the side of her dress and does like a perfect curtsy and smiles and bows her head.
For cold, it is it's definitely a very slow and creaking and not nearly as deep as it should be. Excused by her lack of mobility, obviously. Bow. Just the frost crunches and crackles off of her skin.
I don't think there is a bow from Flame. She will kind of very subtly and gently reposition herself to the center of the group at that moment. And you see almost like a power technique unfurling from behind her. There is just this aura of flame encompassing everyone. And other than that, stock still entirely her entire body, except for her lips starts to shimmer into this blue, vibrant flame color, almost like transferring one glowing kiss towards you, Kiona.
There is a creeping smile as she will take a first step as she descends down, and there is a twirl of her hand, and that kiss is swirls into hers, and she catches it, and it is always good for me to know that I make you more fiery, my darling flame. It is good that you have answered my summons, my servants, my spirits of winter. We have another foolish mortal who's decided to venture, uh, venture in, and I am feeling a need. This is a story told through questions. I will ask them, and you will answer them. Through this process, we will tell the tale of a hunt. When the true hunt begins, I will be the only one to ask questions. But first, we must learn about each other. As such, I may permit you to ask each other questions. Do not get used to it. We begin. Who has claimed the token of flame?
Oracle has claimed the token of flame.
She will step forward and a hand, she will walk down to all of you. And as she does get to you, Flame, she will, not even looking at the others, just disparagingly go, rise. And she will cup your chin and twist it that way and twist it this way. Flame. You are the only fire burning in my forest, ice blue and eternal. I often keep you near because you are my favorite, of course, my darling flame, my Eurico. Answer these questions and any others the spirits ask of you. I captured your heart in addition to that little memory that I sealed away for your own good. Where do I keep your heart for safekeeping? Because, of course, I know where it is, and you know that I know where it is.
It is right here, of course, my queen. And she raises one finger and almost like hover above Yukiono's own lips, but not touching. The kiss that saved me from the fire. That's how you captured my heart. Whenever you smile, I can feel it beating again. Upon your smile, from one side to the other, whenever in my own chest. I see it. I am reminded of it each time I see you, albeit not very often.
And she will kind of look to the others. Now, see, this is why she is the eldest and my favorite. And languorously, she will look back to you with a smile. It has been some time since you've visited. Where do I usually keep you in my ice-bound castle? Where do I like to see you dance in your sapphire flame?
At the bottom of the lake, there is a lantern. Encased within it, there is a spinning stage. I often find myself spirited towards that spot, surrounded by the bioluminescent light of plants and insects and other animals that is unbothered by the winter chill. And there we found our companions, unbothered by the mortals that is unworthy of your gaze and my performance.
You do remember in that moment that you have been away the longest. And sometimes the Queen of Winter gets a little warmer. There is a night that you remember down in that lantern filled space uh, above the lake that you were dancing. But another note entered the little medley of song, and it was a Shamsian that she was playing, as she had her eyes only on you. I consume every thought in your mind. I feast on them. Yet I still hunger. Why have your thoughts failed to satiate me, Oriko?
Because unlike ice that can be carved eternal and consistent, the flame keeps flickering. It is restless, and there is a desire that cannot be taught or contained by even the Queen of Winter herself. And even though Flame wears the skeleton of her enemies that she had hunted down for the Queen herself, and adorn those bones and skulls on her body, and even though she boasts of the cruelty and the pride that she carry for her queen, there is still a thread of her old self who longs to warm wants to offer some level of comfort before she claims another life, another soul, and that contradiction can be disgusting for the queen.
Finally, and in this question, she leans forward into your space, Flame. The others have ears and eyes on this, but this question seems to be only for you, even though the others can hear it. Leaning in, she will carefully kind of tuck like one little bit of your hair, an errant lock, out of the way, and she will lean in. Finally, when will you cease to love me?
You cease to love me, my queen.
Maybe this is why you're my favorite. Hunger, cold, fear. You may each ask another question of Flame, but one, if any questions remain.
Well, I suppose if I'm allowed, it's my turn. Um, why do you burn so bright and yet have nothing behind the surface? Just a question.
I suppose what you see is a reflection of what it feels like yourself inside. And that is why that is what you perceive for me to be.
Careful, Hunda. I can hear your molars grinding from here.
Sorry.
Cold.
Oh, flame, most treasured, what do you know about yourself that makes you so confident in your continued favor?
Because
Or
I
are
know
you
that
not?
because I know
As
for me to
sorry,
continue to burn, all I need is my queen's love. And
Hmm.
beyond that, I desire no more and no less. And I have realized that I do not need to try harder to gain my queen's favor than to be myself and do what she asks of me.
Quite the diplomatic answer.
it is interesting, Flame. It has been a while before you've taken so long to consider a reply. Little vulture of mine, go on. Do you have a question?
Gold was right in saying that you have been giving diplomatic answers all day, all this evening, even when the mother asked you, all you had was diplomacy. How long is that going to last you? That's not my question.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the question.
So, no, it was not my question. I said, how long is it going to last you? And then I said, that's not my question.
Oh.
Uh, um, you know, in your heart that stays in her, that you are incomplete. That's why you did forego that answer, didn't you? Just admit it. Just admit it that you are incomplete.
I am flame, I am not a spark. A spark burns bright and quick and then dies immediately. But flame, it burns eternal and slow and consume a gradual incoming stream of oxygen and the sustained love that I have no doubt will be coming from our queen. And therefore, I'm not worried. Smile.
Certainly you aren't. That's all, mother.
And thus is Flame, Yuki Ona's oldest and most favored token spirit. Who has claimed the token of hunger?
That be me?
Hunger, I granted you a generous gift. I bestowed upon you the same glorious, undying hunger that I can never escape. Answer these questions and any others the spirits ask of you, my little knowing tooth. But be careful, don't get niggled in tough hides. I have need for you yet. Which of your fellow spirits, little hunger, did you betray to me to grant you such a rare and envious prize?
um, Cold. The thing with cold is she takes and takes from the environment, and everything's meant to be mine. So I betrayed her to you. So now I can have what I want. Please.
Greedy little thing,
Thank you.
though I know where that comes from. You hunger unendingly as I do, but your will is weak. I did not know this, but I do now. So admit to me, you lying little thing. You found something to slake your hunger and feed your undying appetite. I know, but now you will confess. What is it?
Um, right. Well, I I can explain. I can explain. It was it was just a silly little game at first. And then, well, I took the house, and in my little shack there was a person. And maybe, just maybe the little thing that's maybe slaking my hunger just a little tiny little bit that I'm sure would be fine might be love. Sorry.
In that moment, there is a her eyes were been solely on you this whole, and suddenly the fan opens up and there is a quick movement of the wrist, and the next moment a line is cut on your cheek. Just careful, little hunger. Do not play more than you are worth. You told one of your fellow spirits about your hidden feasting. Who among them were you foolish enough to confide in? So sometimes I do see all that happens in my winter woods. Sometimes the loyal tell me more.
Well, I I told Fia, but he flew in on me anyway, and that's weirder. Really, you should be going for him because I was minding my business. And I suggest that little weasel does the same. Can you be a flying weasel? I think he's a flying weasel. Your Majesty, I love you.
And then she will lean in, like in that moment, like, she's moved past Ran. And this whole way, she hasn't really touched the floor. Her toes peek out from under the kimono and barely float above the ground because she kind of seems to move on a cloud, an aura of cold that keeps her separate. But as she kind of drifts past Flame, she closes the fan and disappears and appears behind you, Hunger. And there is in that moment, there is again a of her wrist, and you just feel the hardest, like, spank on your rump that sends you forward, onto your face and onto your all fours.
Thank you, Mom.
The acceptance, that is what makes you sometimes more interesting than you should be. But maybe that's also why I whisper secrets to you and no others in my winter winds. What are those few words you made out?
Your secret? Oh, I know your secret. It's you're not as hungry as you say you are, isn't it?
Do you turn around to say that to her, or do you
Yeah,
still
I like stage whisper it, like, like you're not as hungry as you say you are.
in that moment? um, you have always had a somewhat contentious relationship with her, with Mother, mostly because you share the same hunger. So, but there are a few times in your service, because you are the uh, no, you are the third oldest of uh, her spirits. Flame being the oldest, Cold being the second oldest, you being third, and our little Fear being last and youngest. And it is a moment where your hunger is something that would consume anything. But it was immense when you encountered hunger with a capital H and a rolling R that swallowed everything in its path. That hunger you feel coming from right behind you. This is the predator and prey. The only thing that comes to you in this moment is flight or flight.
Hunger turns and looks at her mother, tilts her head like this, sort of like baring her neck, and goes, "I'm sorry. Did I go too far?"
My precocious child.
That's why you love me.
And she will kind of open the fan and just lift it as winds lift hunger to up, and but not does not push into a any other kind of pose, but just lifts her and puts her in right in front of uh, the Yukiona, and she will hug you and, like, pull you into a very warm embrace. What is your response in that second?
Um, she hugs back like it's the only thing giving her oxygen. Like she's breathing in everything, and she holds her so close that you can see the bones in her knuckles, and she's just going, "I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you."
Similarly to you, her grasp on you is also all encompassing. It, but then more than just a desire to embrace, there is an edge to it as she leans in and tells you, and somehow everybody else hears this arctic whisper: the next time you reveal something of that sort, my little child, I will eat your heart in front of you and show you what hunger really means. Do you understand that, precious?
Noted.
She will let go, and there'll be a little pat on your head. Good girl. Now, flame, cold, fear. You may each ask another question of hunger, if any questions remain.
Hunger.
Mhm.
What flavor do you chase as you consume? Do you know sweet from bitter? Or do you just simply bite down and gulp everything and taste of ash?
I certainly know bitter because, you know, look at the people in this room. Not you, mummy, I love you. Um, but everything tastes incredible and just never enough. It's never enough. There's never enough taste. There's never enough anything. I just I just need more. I just want more. I don't care what it tastes like. I just want more.
As all of that is happening, Yuki Anna's fan pops open. It's a beautiful scene, by the way. It is a 100-armed Buddha, which with each of its arms are broken off and are being consumed by Onis of winter. And she opens that, and she has that covering her face as hunger gives her response. And there's this that, oh, 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 cold. You're muted, by the way. Oh,
Still muted.
sorry, I can't hear. What? Is it just me?
No, it's not just me.
Okay.
Still can't hear.
Come on.
Oh,
Hmm?
there you are.
Hmm? I think that my audio is coming through in the thing. Are y'all hearing me now?
There you're back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Just had to switch to a different audio and then back to this one. She'll kind of rasp out.
Oh, I have no questions for hunger, as all that she is written plain across her face, even when she does not speak.
It's probably a good thing she doesn't have a question for me. It takes her so long to say it after all. Bless her. That feels really mean. I'm sorry.
You're good.
Sorry.
Let's go. I
It's one
love it. I
character. I'm
love
so
it.
sorry.
I love it. No, this is what we're playing. Boo, don't worry about it. We got you. We got you. Yeah. Okay. Damn. Okay. Yeah. Fear. Fear.
Diplomat and disingenuous. What a lot we have here, don't
Thank you.
It's all right. It's all right. These things happen. These things happen.
we? No, that was adorable. Seriously. Um, what did you say I was?
Oh, a little flying weasel.
A little
A very nice little flying weasel, but a little flying weasel nonetheless. Does that help?
Surprisingly, yes.
Good. We've always got to help those lesser than us. You know, they need a little bit of support, and that's okay.
Indeed. We'll see about that in the hunt, perhaps. See how well you work there. However, it's a fine thing that I find you pleasant to be around.
Aw. I don't find you too odious either.
Perhaps that's why our secrets are shared.
Don't worry,
Mother,
I won't say yours.
you will never have mine.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Well,
And that's how I'll keep you hungry.
ooh, well, hunger, as you have pleased me, as you always do. You are second in my favor and the third oldest of my court. Who has claimed the token of cold?
I have my queen.
My frigid cold. I have never forgiven you for the human you failed to capture many storms ago. As a fitting punishment, I denied you the treasured warmth of the blizzard's embrace. It is only later that earned my favor. But first, I welcomed you into my embrace, shivering in the pale sunlight. And she will prowl over to you. Did you set the hungry human free? Or did you end their life before I could feast upon them?
My queen. I simply could not help but let the gold take them as it did me. So familiar was their plight and they're running. I could not help but let the life go away.
That is the failure, disappointment. What was it that the human told you? What was it they said to you? Oh, foolish spirit, such that you allowed this to occur in my winter woods. And she leans into you. Like as she does, an ice wall sprouts up right behind you, and you are immediately kabedoned by the Yukio now.
Uh, Cold is going to be very still for uh, a little bit too long, and then in a much quieter whisper, even than her normal rasp.
They told me that there is bravery. There is another choice. There is more than flight and submission to the goal. So I let them try. I let them rage against the flickering storm and the biting winds until they died.
The ice wall behind you crumbles down to the ground, and she leans back up, turning away to look at you slightly over the shoulder. I did not know this, but sensed do. But you have been stealing warmth from the blood of your kills. What was the first prey? From you, from whom you siphoned comfort. What had you killed? Remind me, cold, so that I know you have worth in my hunter's court.
It started small. It grew from there, but the first was but a tiny hole, thinking itself safe deep in the warmer earth. I let my gold sink into the ground and sucked all of its warmth and comfort out for myself.
She turns around a little more, still giving you kind of side eye, but with a slight more approval. She looks at you and she looks at your form, and there is a leer and a smile, this one of anticipation. And finally, which of your many knives is your favorite? What do you call it? And remind me, what have you named it?
This one, my queen. It is made from simple stone, cracked by the expanding ice brought from the cold. I've named it Crumble for the sound that all things make when they are brought low by the winter storms.
She will stalk up to you and she will kind of put her hand over the blade that you had put in your hands, What was the name again? Sorry, I was so cool, but I was caught up in the moment.
Crumble.
Crumble. Yes, as always, cold comes creeping in the edges, all of the little cracks and crumble. And she will pat your shoulder and then rear up again and turn to the other three. Flame, hunger, fear. You may ask another question of hunger if any of them remain.
When they die without realizing you are even there, as you disappear into just a part of the environment itself, upon your kill, do you feel satisfied or just bored? What is it that you feel?
What is it that I feel in the moment of my own crumbling death? Nothing, obviously. A final, a final comforting nothing.
Hunger, my child.
Mhm.
Do you yet have a question?
Yes. And I'm going to make it a yes or no question because I know how hard it is for you to speak quickly. Did you knowingly betray our mother? Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh dear. No more questions. Not from me, anyway.
I have no lies or diplomacy for that which she already knows. Why should I?
I told you it'd take a while for her to get through that. That's why I did a yes or no.
Fear. Do you have something to ask, or can you stop wasting all of our time?
You're nice, not just Crumble, but all of them. You said when you were describing them, it seemed as if there was something to glean from it. But you said it was nothingness. Is it nothingness that calls to you?
Hmm, it is finality that calls. It is comfort in knowing the end, mine or another's.
Just a little more, Dean. Nothing
Careful,
is.
little hunger. I allowed you one, and if you
You
want
forgot my
another,
name, Mother.
oh God damn it! God damn it! Fair enough. I break immersion.
You
Be
forgot my
careful.
name.
Be careful, fear. Don't grasp for more than your petty little wind hands can hold. But go on. I'll do you kindness this time. You need assistance either way.
Finality calls to you. Is it? And he sort of drools. It's like, is it delicious? This finality.
Did you mean to ask this question for cold or hunger? Fear.
Flame has a good point.
I'm
You
pretty
mistake
sure that
yourself as is your way, you sniveling little wretch.
Told you
I do
he's a
not
weasel.
taste, nor do I seek to.
That's my thing. You need to learn who we all are. I know you're the youngest, but you just need to try a little bit harder, little guy, okay? You can do it. I
He
believe
can't.
in you. I believe. Not
I
as
do
much
not.
as you as I do with Mum. You can do it.
Your faith is misplaced.
we're not.
Yes. False hope has always been a favorite flavor of mine.
That's all, mother.
Who has claimed the token of fear? Fear, I left a single memory intact when I first stole you away. It is enough to fear me. Answer these questions. And has always been a delicious memory, but the flowers you remember from your village, can you describe them?
There's a defiant sort of a glare in his beady little eyes.
And her smirk widens in just like knowledge.
Would you let me forget, mother? Snowdrops. You know it as well as I do. And the only reason he answers is because he fears comeuppance if he doesn't.
Now that's a good child. um, hold on. So, 5 minutes. Uh, if anyone do people want to need to take a break? We can take a
I
break.
I do if that's okay.
No, no, perfect. Like Urvi, we will take a small little break there before we finish with Fear. Uh, yeah. Any viewers who've been with us, please hang on. We should be right back. Hello, hello, people of the internet. Welcome back. My lovely players have reassembled, and we have all done our necessary ablutions, and we have come back to this homebrew game of To Serve Her Wintry Hunger, the RP edition. Um, we had come finally to you, pathetic little fear. You described the snowdrops. She will kind of drift closer to you, just almost whimsically, kind of looking away as she casts you. Why do you think it is that I still allow you to dream?
It serves you, doesn't it? To let me dream, to feed on it, to bring up the snowdrops every chance you get.
Careful, little Via. Don't get too big for your britches. My little pesky bird. She will lean down towards you, and then she will smirk and look at all of the others. I don't know why one would want to, but this one, looking at all of you with the finger pointing towards fear, this one has found a way to free you, her fellow spirits. And then she will turn back to you. But at what great personal sacrifice to you, my little bird.
I have asked them questions throughout this little exchange. None of it told me that it warranted the sacrifice that it will take. There is no way I am going to do anything for them, let alone let go of the only thing I have left.
She turns to you that with a leering smile and steps closer and squats down, but somehow, even as she squats down, she looms over you in all of her totality. She looks down on you, fear. Why do you continue feeding me? Are you too weak, little fear? Or are you simply a coward?
Continue to hold everything over me. Every the maniacal laughter sort of changes into almost sobs. Every little thing that you let me dream of, every little memory you have left behind for me, you let me keep them so that you can hold it over me. And that's why I do. That's why I keep feeding you. Because at some point you have to stop.
Suddenly, you are a little feather in the palm of a giant that is walking through the skies. fear. You will feed me because you are a sad and pathetic little spirit. That is not a question. And you deserve none further. Take your token and disfavor. And as my youngest, sit quietly in the corner there until your betters let you. And she dismisses you. There is much yet to be done. The Yuki Onna hungers, and we have come to our task. A human has become lost in her storm, and she has sent you out to temper them with ice and to bring them before her for consumption. To achieve this, you must hunt the human down, capture them alive, and commit them to frost. This is no easy task, despite the power of winter that you wield. Each spirit will need to construct and call upon the power of a single perfect flick of snow. To do so, the following process must be observed. And now we come to the only mechanics really that are attached to this game. So, my fellow players, so my lovely players, because you're not my fellow players, because I'm the storyteller and I'm your queen. I'm forgetting who I am. Tisk tisk Adi, tisk tisk. But to craft your flake of snow, each spirit must build a collection of unique dice. Uh, so we are going to be taking 6d6 and we will be rolling each dice every time until we collect a collection of 1 to 6, right? So technically there are only 6 rounds in which this can happen, because that I think will be more or less the game. I might, depending on how things go, throw that also into a little more of homebrew territory, just so that I can see you all dance at the little ends of my marionette strings just for a little more. But uh, the first round, you will all roll dice. You will all be looking for a 1. Anyone who gets a 1, please put that away into another pool. That dice is removed from your thing because you have achieved your first star, the first point of your snowflake, right? If you roll additional numbers other than the ones you require, those can be offered to fellow players as pity. Now, pity is an interesting little mechanism in and of itself, but we will come to that. So, and then depending on who, first rolled or favor, answers, questions will be sought about the hunt as we describe how the hunt carries on. And then I will usually say, depending on this context, I will say a number of different things. But we will continue rolling dice and all try and assemble 1 to 6 on our little collection of dice. And this can be done either through your own like rolling skills and your sacrifices that you have made to whichever elder deity that controls good rolls. But otherwise, if others roll more numbers than they need and they are feeling gracious, they can be offered as pity. Pity will allow you to succeed in that round and remove a dice from your pool so that you keep up with the rest of the spirits as they tarry and hunt down this lone fool of a human that wandered into her winter woods. Right? I think we will. I don't think we need to. I think we will play and find out. Does that sound better, or do you think we need to go a little more into all of the. I will give you a little thing about the pity. An interesting thing about pity is that this can be done through a small little of a bit of RP. It is usually where official RP in the game is called for. So this can be a little deal or an agreement that the two spirits who are involved in the pity exchange can engage in. And there is, of course, no particular need for these agreements or engagements to be followed through on because you are lying, malevolent little spirits. But there is an interesting little thing wherein if you offer pity and it is accepted, you can then usurp the position of favor that the other spirit has. This will happen regardless of whatever deal or etc. For example, in the first round, if everyone rolls their required number, which is a one, but fear and hunger, for example, have are in a situation where they don't have a one in the pool of dice that are rolled, but flame and cold may have rolled two ones or more than two ones. Then it is up to those players to offer the pity to the ones who haven't, right? And then, I mean, if you are above, if you're higher up in the hierarchy of favor to the Yukiona, you don't, it's not, it is just pity because you are trying to ensure that though whatever petty squabbles you all have, one of your essential purposes is to be her hunt hunt masters, and to get her prey to her, right? But say in this situation, since it was fear and hunger, hunger is technically above cold in the ranking of favor. So if cold offered a pity, cold could usurp that second position of favor. And this happens, it works out in interesting ways because if the hunt succeeds, all is well, and her hunger will be satiated for a bit. But if the hunt fails and the human escapes, your queen is hungry, ever hungry, and she will satiate her hunger. And depending on the success and failure, pity is also comes into play in another way. If a hunt is successful, the people with most pity will be treated with the most derision because, please, skill issues, God. But if the hunt fails, the ones who have taken most pity will be least punished because somehow, given that you are her toys, she can feel pity for you, you know. Um, so the ones who have accepted most pity and let go of their pride to try their best despite consistent skill issues will be the least punished. And favor also works in the way if the hunt succeeds, the most favored will get the most rewards trickling down. And if the hunt fails, the most favored gets the most punishment trickling down. Are there any other questions before we go into the main part of these things? Also, I will go into the official thing of the pity thing. I'm sorry, I should have done that. You may offer pity to another spirit regardless of how far ahead or behind you may be from the spirit in question. pity represents an offering of assistance, an encouraging word, a wicked deal, a shared secret, or anything else you might devise. To offer pity, a brief scene of roleplay is entered, within which the spirit offering pity may extend assistance in any manner and with any strings attached that they choose. Oftentimes, there are discussions, debates, or negotiations over such things. Banter and insults are not strangers to meetings like this. These things happen. A spirit who has received an offering of pity may accept or refuse it. If it is refused, may move on, and any other scenes to offer pity may begin. If it is accepted, however, they must take a mark of pity so this transaction will be remembered, and they may then turn one of the errant dice to the proper number and claim it as if they had rolled it successfully. If the pity is accepted, the spirit who made this generous offer of pity, if they choose, may swap tokens of favor with the recipient of the pity, even if they said they wouldn't. For spirits are known to be wicked liars, and this is done immediately when the pity scene ends. There are a couple of other little bits and bobbles, but I think those can we can play and find out. Uh, but are there any questions from you all before we enter the hunt? Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, the hunt. The questions that follow and the answers that the spirits give for them will weave the tale of this hunt. Every time a spirit claims a die, they will tell a bit of the story. For example, when a spirit claims their one, they will speak of the blizzard. When a spirit claims their two, they will speak of the woods. For each set, there is a question to be asked, and on the first spirit to claim that number, the second, and so on. If several spirits claim the same number at the same time, the order of speech is determined by the Yukiana's favor, with the most favored speaking first, and so on down. If several spirits have claimed dice in a round, but of different numbers, at some point, as some spirits will fall behind and some will charge ahead, always begin with asking questions to whomever has claimed the lowest numbered dice and move forward from there. And so, in that moment, all of you, your awareness is filled as Yuki Onna walks back up from fear, past cold, past hunger, past flame, up the stairs, with lingering just pats of acknowledgement or affection to each as she does, climbing up onto the stairs and looking down. She sits and closes the fan and just makes a quick movement, and the winds rush from her throne to all of you, and a sense of fills your entire being. I don't know what part of you reacts to this. Yet another hunt. As that sensation fills you, what is everyone's first reaction as the winds push past you, opening all the doors, slamming back against walls as a tunnel through ice leads out to the winter storm that hides your prey?
I think Cold just sort of lets herself crumble as she does and be blown out with the wind as snow.
Hunger like looks at the tunnel and starts like smiling and skipping and going, "This is beautiful. This is amazing. I want more of it. We need more of it. We need to go out and get more. We need to go and get that person. And then we can have more and everything will be fine." She like skips off.
There's almost like a friction that starts to form between like the cold front and the warmth, like a slight warmth inside as the door gets flicked open, and almost like a reverse meteor. Flame just doesn't say anything, just lift off and goes a little bit beyond the wind. Part will-o'-wisp and part fireworks just dashes out.
Um, from right where Fear is standing, he can sense it. A vulture has never had any problems finding his prey, and the moment he does, he flies out of the window and shoots forward through the storm.
A voice fills all of your consciousness as you fly away from her palace. Words come to you as the storm picks up around you, and her voice speaks. Go into the hunt and find me my prey, my servants. I look forward to that and to see how you do. Doors slam, and the hunt begins. Let us all roll our first round. So roll 6d6, and we are looking for ones.
Oh, I already did it. Should I re-roll?
Sorry.
I already did it, and I think Dace did too. We're
Oh,
down to
oh,
two.
oh, oh, holy shit, that's what you've been doing. You
Yeah,
have
it's
three
really
ones.
comfy. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
damn.
who wants to be
Okay.
pitied, man? Uh, who's feeling sad?
uh, but what about the other? What about the other two?
I posted it. I wrote two ones.
You rolled two ones. Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Everybody on the
okay.
one.
You all rolled ones. Amazing.
Oh.
Amazing. So that is awesome. That is awesome. Okay, 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 okay. When you claim your one, you will speak of the blizzard raging. Flame, speak of the howling winds and how they carry you aloft. Did someone teach you to fly, or does the wind owe you a debt?
There was a specific memory that she clings to, with or without her realizing. Before she was turned to a spirit, she was able to speak or receive messages from the spirits that was lost in the sea and all of the other places, the sources that claim the life of other spirits. And whenever she rides the wind, the wintry storm, like a living spark that she is, she feels that there are others that coagulate into the flames that makes the wings that that carries her above these winds. So it is almost like a compulsion, a propulsion from the other spirits that continues to stay with her, like that little hints of memories.
Hunger. Speak of the snow and how it shifts and twists. What do you say or shout or whisper to the snowflakes as you charge through them?
Well, Hunger starts by skipping, as she always does, and she gets faster the closer she believes she is to feasting. In a sort of like almost like a flurry of like skirts and petticoats. She's like really over the top, and her hair is streaming behind her. And she's whispering to the snowflakes, like, "Have you seen a human? Have you seen them? Have you seen them? I know you have." And she's like getting closer and closer. And she's like,
Yes,
"I'll
yes,
tell you a
yes,
secret."
yes, 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 yes. They're just over there. Just over there. They're just over there. They're just over
And she's like, "Thank you." And then she keeps skipping towards the figure.
Cold. Speak of the icy chill of winter and how it claws and cuts into you. Do you embrace the biting cold? Because for you it's warmth now. Or do you flee from it in terror?
Uh, Cold shivers, ironically here, not from the cold itself, because she's very familiar with it, but in excitement and in anticipation, a small glimmer of hope, almost, as the hunt is the only time that she's truly embraced by Yukiona's cold. Uh, so she just
yes. Take us.
and she allows the wind to blow through her and to take her on, propel her through this on towards the prey, and revels in that piercing, biting, clawing cold that wants to tear her apart, because it's the closest thing really that she gets to comfort from Yukiona.
Fear. Speak of how even you, foolish spirit, manages to be turned around by the blizzard swirling and lose yourself for a moment.
It is not the blizzard that takes me, it is my hunger. I am very certain that my fellow spirits are very eager to put themselves into boxes. I am not. I have never been. I can feel hunger, I can feel warmth, and I can feel the cold. And I can feel the human in every bit of my hair. And it's easy for me. The wind does nothing for me. Yuki Onna has never done anything for me. But perhaps it allows me to soar. Perhaps it allows me to glide through a little bit. And I glide through, cut through the very winds, and I head towards the delicious meal that awaits me.
As all of you, her hunting spirits, have succeeded, shown your worth, all of you pierce the storm, honing in on distant, desperate scrabbling, feet eaten and consumed by thick snow and slush, desperate gasps, and a heartbeat. Each beat just makes it seem that much more delicious. And the blizzard rages on. We will now roll a second dice. So now everyone is
And
rolling 5d6.
Yeah.
if I
Okay. I'll get the
Oh,
angles.
okay, okay, okay. Two twos, one, two.
I got nothing. All
Oh,
fours and
snap.
fives.
Oh,
Okay. So, okay. You have a two. But like, does anyone have two twos? You do. Oh, ho, 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 ho,
oh dear.
ho. Okay. So, who all have their twos for this round?
I do.
Okay. Okay. And fear has an extra two to offer to cold in this instance. The storm and the wind and the snow all intensify. For a moment, cold, you can feel that desperate heartbeat getting further away. In that moment, fear, would you drop behind to pity cold in any way?
Why would I drop behind? I am in the skies. The best way to lead anyone further is from the skies, looking down on them. ah, for, off the table. Cold is a fox, right?
Hmm? Cold
Cold is
is just a person, just
a
a
person.
frostbitten, desiccated, near death looking person.
Okay, okay, okay. Apologies. Yeah. Uh, so his wings sort of glide over you. He circles around you almost as if you are prey, right? And then he says that you have lost your way, haven't you?
I am not lost. I am just taking my time.
So, would you like to take further time or would you like to follow me?
You have guidance to offer. I suppose I could turn my search, my hunt to yourself for a bit. If you are going in the right direction,
I know nothing but the right direction. Um, and yeah, I will offer you my. Are you?
Yeah, yeah, she'll take it.
Let's go.
Yeah. Do you, in that moment, want to take over Cold's position?
So, how are the tokens of favor and disfavor given? Would you like to describe that to you?
Hmm. I think. Uh. I think I'm going to throw that to you as something that is taken away because I don't think that it's something that Cold gives willingly.
Hmm. Yep. This guy is flying. So he says, he sort of swoops down, follow me, and then I'm imagining it's like a little bit of a, some sort of a, it's a snowflake, right? It's
Hmm.
more of a solid snowflake that wouldn't disperse if something was to touch it. So the moment he swoops down, he grabs it and one down, two to go. And he is leading you, but
The winter,
you took
the winter winds howl, and all of you in that moment know that a shift has occurred. The world may change, but something that all of you crave, something that is eternal to part of your identities, the favor of your lady. It is shifted. And cold because of certain skill issues and other problems has fallen in favor. Looking back on this moment from ahead, flame, what would you look back and waste time, or would you press on unconcerned?
She presses on because the goal is to hunt down this mortal for my queen, not to be concerned by whatever squabbling my siblings are doing. Um, so she's gonna keep going through the woods.
Hunger, what do you feel about this little interaction that somehow you know
Um, Hunger feels it's not a happiness because hunger hasn't felt that in a very long time. Not fully, never like a full emotion. Everything's always dull. So I think because hunger herself betrayed cold, it's more like a sort of yeah, with a bit of like, okay, the weasel wants to play. The weasel's trying to go up the chain a bit. Okay, sweetheart, let's play, kind of thing, you know? She's kind of like, okay, let's go.
cold. What is the first instinctual gut reaction that comes to you when this epiphany descends?
I think it's not rage because that's not something that she's especially equipped to feel anymore. It's just bitterness, just this wave of not acceptance, not despair exactly, but kind of uh, just bitter understanding that this is how it works. Uh, just kind of a moment of, well, of fucking course.
Oh, and the weasel does bite.
And she trudges on after this fucking vulture.
When you claim your tool, you will speak of the woods vast. Flame. The forest opens a shortcut before you, and soon your strides cover miles. Do you grant the trees some offer or token of thanks, or do you scorn and curse them as you pass?
She absolutely offers thanks because the tree shows her the brittle, flammable part of the wood that she could cleanse away in exchange for that little opening that she was offered. So as she dashes through this opening, she leaves this red silk thread that envelops these brittle wood. And as the thread burns away, so does the wood itself. That is already ready to crumble under the weight of the snow anyway. And then she kind of almost sings this lullaby along with the whistle of the wind as the flame kind of just burns through this wood.
As wood that was offered and meant to be burned for cleansing, and because you are gracious in your noblesse oblige, in your favor, the dancing, scintillating flames as they shift, the shadows are odd for a second as you plunge onwards. Flame, you're certain, for, even for a brief second, all of the shadows just look like waves crashing. hunger, speak of the deep frozen roots and the tall barren canopies above. Do you stick to the game trails in your hunt and sail through the underbrush, or do you soar through the tall branches? Go on, little child, tell me how you burn.
I've never liked roots of trees. I've never liked them because they get to eat everything and make themselves big and stronger, and they go further and further, and they take everything from me. It's mine. I'm hungry. They shouldn't get to eat those. They're mine. So I don't climb on the roots. I go in the branches and I snap them off as I go, leaving a little trail of branches behind me as I climb, and I just throw bits behind me as if I'm angry with the trees just for being able to get any form of sustenance. But I'm so like empowered by the fact that I know the person is there, that I'm just like climbing and ripping as I go, smiling and sort of singing, but also like furious that all these things get something and it's still out of my reach.
Fear. Speak of the foolhardy beasts and how they mark your passing. Do they join with you in the chase, or do they hide away?
Of course, they hide away. Do you think anyone would come near a vulture's prey? I have marked that human. That one's mine. Pretty soon they would never dare.
Cold. Speak of the labyrinth of brush and evergreen that gives Yukiona's woods such a dense and wild shape that you almost lose your way. Why? Why have you forgotten my wintry paths? Cold. Sorry.
I think in accepting this pity, in following fear, uh, Cold is distracted by the hiding and fleeing animals, and the paths that they follow, diverging from the simpler path as the vulture flies, uh, and the dense dark forest that she is in is so unfamiliar to her. She used to know it, but she has been left out in the cold sunlight of the less dense woods for so long that this place that is so full of life down in the roots and the dirt uh, is entrancing to her, and she almost is tempted away from the path by all the other little warm things that she could suck the life out of.
Overhead, all of you hear a distant. And you know her eyes are above. And the blizzard rages on. Third round of dice rolling. Let's go. Let's see what happens. So yeah, we are all rolling four d6.
46.
Yep. And looking for a three. Three, three. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Okay, okay. And okay. Flame, what'd you get?
I have a three. It is just a
You.
weird looking three over there.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yes, right, right,
Oh, I'm
right.
getting how those dice work. They are awesome.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
trippy, yo. Damn. Okay, very cool. Okay, so everyone rolled a three, right?
Hmm.
Holy shit! Oh, ho, 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 ho. Yeah, the
Dude, burning
winds,
through this.
the winds are picking up. They are getting to everything else. They are lances and blades of cutting intent as they just you bound through the woods. Um, since everyone has gotten their dice, we shall go in order of the favor. And Flame, as the first and most favored, speak of how you lead. Oh, and sorry, when we claim our third, we will speak of the hunt unceasing. Flame, most favored, speak of how you lead the pursuit. What war cry do you shout into the wintry storm?
I think there is almost like a shriek as the flame almost becomes one with the wind, and it goes through this one particular hollow of the tree, and you see this whistle sound, and then it turns into a song, first coming just from her throat, and then it starts to sound like around the cacophony, a song that pagans sing around the campfire at night. It echoes and reverberates, and kind of bounce back and forth from the distance.
Hunger, speak of the human's trail, nearly lost beneath the snow, but not so deftly that you haven't found it. Did they leave behind a path of footprints, or is it something else that they've left in their wake?
They've been running a really long time, and at times they've fallen. They're scrabbling with their hands. There's blood under the fingernails that Hunger can see in the ice, and she digs it and she holds it to her face and she sniffs it. She puts it in her mouth and she goes to the next bit. Like they're the sweets that, Hansel and Gretel are following. She's picking up the next little bit of blood going and goes on to the next bit. And she's getting faster and faster. And she's going, getting closer, getting closer.
Fear. Speak of a treasure that the human has lost in their journey, but that you found.
It's not quite a treasure. It's never a treasure when you are all right. But in Yukiona's blizzards, a little coat made out of coarse burlap. But even burlap is comforting in school. Right now, the human stands wherever he is, naked as a baby. And the burlap sack, it smells of fear, so delicious fear. And once again, uses his wing to sort of wipe away his drool. He keeps drooling.
Cold. Speak of how you are nearly left behind by the other spirits. Do they distrust you? Do they fear you? Or do they mock you in their victory? Foolish little cold.
As Cold trudges uh, on the path still, but just as hunger has specifically mocked, as she has been uh, mocked and criticized for so much today, she is slower on the hunt, true in her accuracy here, true in her direction, but trudging. The winds don't blow her along as she would like them to, and I think the other spirits do, to some extent, mock her as she goes, because she isn't uh, isn't so much guided by Yukiona's desire and her winds and her hunger uh, in this time, but caught by the cold that is as the other spirits charge ahead in the hunt.
Okay. This hunt has been going much smoother than a few others in the recent past, and all of you, in whichever position you are, however you pursue this foolish little mortal that wandered into our domain, how do you each feel her approval, fleeting enough as it may be? How do each of you, pursuant, in the middle, caught in that thrum, in that thrive, relishing the hunt, how do you feel each feel her approval and affection for a hunt going well? Flame, my most favored.
I think it is simple and unspoken with words, but as Flame is was leading Hunt, singing the song of intimidation and an oncoming premonition to the human that we are still searching for. The echo that is coming from the different voices of spirits, of the trees, of the winds itself. Amongst all of the voices, she hears Yuki Ona's own voice echoing, responding, agreeing, or not agreeing, but supporting, I suppose. Yeah, go with that.
It melds with yours, becoming another bass tone of what is a duet of intent. Hunger, my manic child. How does that come to you?
Um, Hunger starts by the minute she feels Yukiona like near, like the feeling of her. She's like rapidly trying to get the blood off her face, like she's because she's like covered and she's just like, and she's splashing her face with snow and she's like trying desperately to not forget how amazing she is, but also she's so hungry. She wants more blood on the floor, and she's like almost stuck mentally between these two things. She's scrabbling at the floor while looking up at her, just like, I love you, just a minute, I love you. And she's just like shoveling this stuff in her face, just trying desperately to do both at the same time.
You feel a glimpse of a hand that just kind of bite away at a little smudge that you forgot. Um, Fear, my new most third, most favorite, third most favorite. What does it look like to you? What does it feel?
Um, the first sense that he feels is the fear. This is what he has been craving. the fear of the human that is within Yuki Ona's domain, that comes to him in a flash. And he's like, but that's all. He frowns a bit. There are no words. There is nothing that she says to him. It's the same with the snowdrops. To summon him, it's just the snowdrops. This time, it's just that little sense of fear which satiates him, but it's not enough. Is this not enough? Is this not? I've been, I've been, I've been doing so much. Is this not enough?
The only response that you still deserve, my foolish little fear, is a condescending pat on your cheek and a little ruffle of your feathers on the top of your head. Cold, cold. You who have fallen in your new position, you feel still lingering affection. You have not fallen to the depth that fear came from. She still has some affection, but what does it feel like to you as you lag behind the rest of the winter court in what has been the most successful hunt in a while?
I think what cold feels is the embrace of deep snow and wind howling through close trees that she has been so long without, that despite having fallen in favor, being here part of the hunt, there's an inherent approval and closeness that she hasn't felt before. And it is just that deep closeness within the hunt, the closest to the desire of her queen here, that feels like comfort, it feels like home. And she just sort of lets herself experience that cold, lets it in, and uh, and I think again is distracted just in the feeling of it all, as opposed to being, as laser focused on the prey as her kindred spirits are.
As you all prowl into the deepening, gathering storm and a distant caw of a single eyed raven, yet that is, sets the world around it alight with her gaze. The camera moves through endless falling snow, moving up in pace as the camera zooms towards her palace, moving in through closed doors, and guard polar bears in defunct armor and holding weapons. You see your queen standing in her trophy room in front of one of the last great hunts that you helped her with. It was the last of the armored bears, and it is there kings whose head she stands in front of right now as she sits on his hair, his son, whatever, he's a servant. And it is lucky to be the seat for your queen as she looks at a past triumph and looks forward to the hunt and the prey that her servants will surely bring to her, or will they? And I think that is where we will call it for this first session of our two shot. And let that be the moment where we cut to an endless storm. And somewhere in that expanse, thank you everyone for watching, and to my wonderful players, it has been a blast and an amazing time. Okay, fuck. Okay. Whew. Okay. God damn. Um, I will not. Some people have to go. Let's go into outros, my fabulous folks, because there will be some little conversation after that also that we can do that the stream won't get because you're just not that lucky. Ha ha ha. My wonderful players, please do outros for yourself where they can people can find you, who you played, and something that you enjoyed about this system and our homebrew uh, RP version of it.
Can I go? Is that okay?
Sure. Yes. 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 Let's go.
I'm Boo. I was Boo. I will continue to be Boo. I played Hunger. Um, one thing I loved about doing this was getting to be a total bitch. And one thing I loved about the system is like the detail in the questions and getting to really flesh out your character. That's been super fun. So thank you. I'm on Instagram, by the way. You'll find me somewhere. Thank you. Bye.
Hey, thank you. Who's next? Who's next? Oh, you know what? I just popcorn it, yo. Boo, boo.
Oh, Nova, you're up.
Cool. I'm Nova. You can find me on Blue Sky at Dits-Akimbo. I played Colt. I really enjoyed I really enjoyed the amount of environment and the consistent character of Yukiona through our hunt and the travels here. Um, I think the system, as it stands, doesn't really like push a lot for the GM to add more of that in environmental narration, and I think that it's very good. I think it's very good to have added more of that. So it really ties the narrative in together. Although I do like just generally the flexibility that the questions gives.
Because the
Uh,
to be fair, like this game is still in playtest. Like this version of it is still in playtest. So who knows?
yeah,
Maybe
yeah. This is a
maybe we'll be seen by the OG people, and they'll be like, "Oh, this can be implemented."
what do they call it? The Ashcan version. Yeah,
Yes,
and I
yeah, yeah.
will popcorn it to Dace.
Hello everyone, I'm Dace. I played Fear. I am not really online on social media a lot, but I am there on Instagram with the same name. Uh, this is Fear, and I think I have played with Adi before a lot, uh, but
I
it was
love you
really
too.
but it was a lot of fun to play with the rest of you. Right now, I can't make eye contact with anybody because I'm really high, and um,
And
uh,
this is a complete teetotaler, by the way. Oh?
um, uh, it was really fun to see how Hunger was a total girly pop, and we just, I wasn't even able to be mean to you. I was enjoying this so much. Cole's body language was perfect, and the voice work was so good. I was like really into the whole thing. And Flame, favorite. You played the favorite really well. I loved it. God damn it! I'm looking forward to playing the second part of it so much. And Adi, of course. Yukionna. Your this time the Yukionna was a bit different from the one I'm used to, but it was a lot more fun. I once again I really enjoyed the whole aspect of being the petulant little brat this time, unlike the last time what I did. And I have entirely too many headcanons going on in this high ass brain of mine. So I'll be leaving it there.
Uh, uh,
Yeah.
then certainly last and definitely not least, Ren.
Hi, I am Ran. You can find me on Blue Sky as Burdick Inspiration. I'm also Instagram. I'm pretty findable. Um, I played Flame, who is I feel like she's a walking contradiction, such as the nature of hot and cold. What am I doing here? But at the same time, like I am nothing but except for serving our queen, the the mommy of all. I loved everyone's portrayal so much. I feel like I need to try harder to be more of a little shit that we all are. But yeah.
uh, and yeah, I will say, first of all, as we're going into our concluding session, just because of how fabulous all of you have been during play, I am going to be kind and I will allow you to, I will give you, I will give you three things. All of you have the capacity to re-roll one of your dice going forward, right? Uh, and all of you have one power each, one strike. If you want a person's roll to fail, you can make it fail.
Oh, that's mean. I love it.
And you also have the power to make a failed dice a success. This is outside of pity. This will be, this will be, and this will be a deal that will have to be kept. Yeah,
That's mean.
yeah. How does that sound? I'm completely improving this whole thing because I was just like, you know what? Yeah, let's give them all a free reroll. But I'm like, no, 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 wait. There can be no gift without a cost. And this might be a delicious way to throw in a little drama there, you know. Hey, because I am a I'm a nice DM. I'm not a kind DM necessarily. How does that sound with everybody? It'll only be thing.
I
It'll be only entered if it is unanimous kind of situation.
I do
Otherwise,
have a
no.
quick question. Do
Okay,
you only get the extra reroll or the power, or is it both things?
the both things. Both
Okay,
things.
cool. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah.
I will say that if we are looking at a power to automatically succeed at least once, and also a reroll, even with the failed die thing, I think that the second half of the game is going to run real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair,
Also,
fair. This
our
we
tech
can
here is
yeah, yeah. This is completely. We can do this
Yeah,
later.
I want to say if we're like kind of partially because this is still in playtest, I kind of want to like go with what's currently the version, see how it
Yeah.
works.
Cool, cool,
Yeah.
cool, cool.
I
Sounds
also
good.
think we all want to succeed, right?
Yeah.
So, because if one of us fails, that could really mess up our
Yeah,
final
yeah,
thing.
fair.
It's
Hundred
like
percent.
semi-cooperative, so we don't want
Hundred
to
percent.
kill each other too
Hundred
much.
percent. I do apologize.
It's a cool
We that
idea.
could have been conversation that could have been done later. We are sorry. People of the internet, sorry. That was all. It's all stuff that you have to go through. Okay, we've been doing this through. But thank you so much for your gracious viewership. We love and appreciate you all that you've been here. Thank you, and we shall see you at the next instance that we do this, September 16th, which is going to be my birthday. So this is going to be
Oh,
awesome because you're going to be part of a birthday gift in that you allow me to DM the ending to this what is sure to be amazing conclusion to the story that we have weaved together. So people of the internet, cheers. Give anybody who looks like they need a hug if they've accepted. Much love. Cheers. See you then.